Hi, this is Therese Lee here at the Juno premiere in Westwood. It's the second feature by director Jason Reitman. He's known for Thank You for Smoking. I got my team behind me and we're ready for the premiere.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Juno! 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 Yeah!
This theater means to me. I mean, I grew up standing outside this theater waiting in line to see movies. In my pocket, I actually have a whole bunch of tickets from going to see this movies at this theater when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, really? Oh, how exciting.
Yeah, so playing here, it's like playing the Hollywood Bowl. I mean, this is it for me.
Well, I know Dyan Cody said that she never dreamed that this would happen for her film. And so is this kind of this must be a dream come true for you as well?
The whole thing has been a fairy tale, from the discovery of the screenplay through the whole family-like set and the response to the film. It's truly been a dream. I'm not sure how many times in my life I'll ever experience anything like this.
Hey, I'm George. This is my good friend Norman. Hiding. He's sneaking away. Trying to sneak away.
Hey.
Come here. Get over here.
So I saw the movie, and it's really amazing.
Oh, thanks.
I was thinking that both of you are people who are not afraid to stand up and say what you think, and how Edward R. Murrow was really a hero, and that you brought this story up. Tell me about why that called to you.
I thought it was a good time to have those discussions again, the debate again. I think that's something that Norman's been doing for his whole life, and I think it's
a lot tougher to do when you're a leading man. A lot tougher to do when you're in front of the camera, not behind.
Well, I think it was an interesting time to get out and talk about issues like that and things that mattered to us. The responsibility of the Fourth Estate, all the things that we constantly have to go back and check and try to do again.
Because 50 years ago, he was talking about, Edward R. Murrow was talking about how things weren't going the way they should, that we weren't using the power of the press the way it should be. Did you...
Well, that's the issue, I think, constantly is that you have to, the idea of a free and open society is that you have to keep diligently firing back and, checking authority. That's the secret. My father did it his whole life, and I think that's the secret to it is whoever's in charge. You got to keep asking questions.
And we're living at a time when...
I mean, to have somebody who's willing to speak the truth when nobody wants to hear it, did you feel like that was something that...
Look, at the heart of this film, I think it's a story about a hero. A guy who against sort of all odds takes goes against the bad guy, whatever that means, and I just think it was very heroic, and it's if you read about that time or if you talk to anybody who lived through that period of time, there was a lot of fear, and it's hard for us to imagine it now. So we really tried to capture that without hitting it over the head.
Yeah, I'm thinking though, I think people do live in that kind of fear today with what's going on.
It's a different kind of it's a different kind of fear, but it all stems from the same place. It's using.
To preface the way I'm going to ask these questions is I have a lot of personal experience with alcoholism, so this movie touched a lot of buttons for me, and it's a little bit hard for me to ask kind of detached questions, I'm realizing, and because you captured a guy in end-stage alcoholism so well. It was really fascinating to me. How did you do that?
Well, for one thing, I've had enough hangovers and drank enough I didn't need to go out and get drunk to play the character. But one of the things about Hank is he's not like Dudley Moore and Arthur, this sort of like happy-go-lucky, bon vivant, sloshing around in the bathtub drinking champagne. He's like a professional maintenance drinker. So there's very few moments in the film where he's like sort of stumbling around. It's just this constant state. I mean, he uses the alcohol, to recover from the hangovers and just to sort of numb out all the sort of pain that that's there in his life.
Yeah, the blank look in his eye, like the person that he was receding, as the alcoholism was taken. I mean, I could see that in you, that the person in him was going away as the alcoholism seemed to be taking him over. That was what I noticed, that it was a very accurate portrayal of a man.
Yeah. I mean, Bukowski, I think, is, you know, I think in a funny way he's an exception to the rules, and I think those things are kind of dangerous. Like, I think the graveyards of the world are filled with people who thought Bukowski drank a case of beer a day. I can do the same thing and I'll be a great writer, you know.
And that's what I liked when you first met Jamie Lee Curtis's character, that she saw, you know, she said, I saw you in court, and that like touched you because she saw you, and you know, you hadn't been able to get your wife's attention and all that. It was very, as an adult person, I noticed all of that this time as opposed to when I was a little.
I'm very touched you should notice that, because this business of being seen is very important, and sometimes it helps with fans, because fans will come up sometimes and in the sweetest way they'll start talking about things and you think, why are they telling me this? And you suddenly realize, they just want to be seen. They just want me to see who they are. And then it's easy. But when you're younger, you think, what are they telling me this for? Or what am I supposed to say? And the answer is, I don't have to say anything.
Yeah, just listen.
Just listen.
Yeah, it's that really touched me.
Yeah, good.
There's this moment, I kept thinking about this, when you finally tell him, like it's kind of you finally tell him what you wanted to say, you've resented all your life. And then you go running, about him not doing his job, and then you go running out the door and you get sick. It's almost like you had to purge that. And that moment between the two of you when you finally say it and then you go, oh my God, I said it, and then he comes out and the two of you talk. It's like it's such a powerful, for me it was a very powerful.
Oh,
how she got it.
I love you. I really love you. That is a very, I love that scene. I just love it. And I thought you were very good in it, Paul. Really, that was an emotionally powerful scene.
There's it's sort of in life, you have your eye on something, you want something, you want somebody to say something, and then they finally say it, and you go, oh boy, now what? I can stop wanting that. Now let's move on. And sometimes you actually get what you want in life, and you have to be prepared to keep going.
Hi, I'm Therese with Real Hollywood. It's nice to meet you. I've been reading your blog on the Huffington Post.
Oh, good. Well, I'm a writer as well. I have a book out now, and it's a big part of my life, like acting. So, I do all this stuff, acting, writing, comedy. I'd be a hand model if anyone ever asked. That hasn't come up a lot, by the way.
No, I know you've done a lot of brilliant writing.
This could be great. Can you move things around?
There was one, of course, my brain is like a sieve, but there was one that you wrote recently that I just thought was wonderful, but I cannot remember.
It's a good title. My brain is like a sieve. Sounds like a movie from the 50s, doesn't it? I was a teenage brain sieve. You know what? We're both getting punchy tonight, by the way, because you just said there was one, I can't remember, but it was good.
I did.
That's the best part, though. And you know what? No kidding. It doesn't matter. What matters is,
you were talking about your wife.
This should be not on a Christmas reel, by the way. We should both have a copy of this, of both of us saying, and that's when they lost their minds. They just said, you know what, so how do you like the heck with it. You know what, it's just as valuable. Seriously, what we've just done, realize an editor's going to be reading, he's going to go through this and he won't be laughing that much. He's going to be saying, this is no help at all. You have to do things that help.
Are you on the show this season?
Oh, who cares? Yeah.
So that's to me, I think, a little bit why this movie touches so many hearts. Because it's about coming more from the inside. When you lose somebody you really love, you're forced to come from the inside.
It breaks your heart.
It does. You have a beautiful spirit. Nice to meet you, too. Thank you. See you again. Bye.
Hi, this is Therese Lee with Real Hollywood, and we're here tonight at the premiere of Juno, the second feature by Jason Reitman, the director of Thank You for Smoking. Tonight we'll be talking with people like J.K. Simmons and seeing Jennifer Garner, Allison Janney, Jason Bateman, John Malkovich. They were all here tonight. It's really exciting. So join us.